Okay, let's switch things up and let's just throw a little bit of music in the background here. Today I want to go into it is fierce out there right now. I know for a lot of people, I've been watching different YouTube's videos, watching the Hutong a little bit, although I try not to watch there too much. But what I'm noticing right now is that things are very fierce in terms of bookings. They're tough to come by. If you haven't watched my last video of Honey, Who Shrunk My Frenzy, I will link it bing right up here for you to take a look at, and just some headwinds. I think I listed about 5 headwinds that we're facing right now and just some things you can do about it. And today I want to go into just what can you do if you're a teacher but you're not a teacher. So what I mean by that is that you do not have a teaching background like yours truly. I am a banker by my background and I have a business degree, so just totally unrelated to teaching. And I want to talk to just some things that you can do to stand out, because it is vital for you to stand out when you don't have that teaching degree as something to reference back to or to have to show the parents. So also for teachers that are teachers, I think you will also find this useful, because these are just some other strategies for you to consider to use to stand out even more besides your teaching degree as well. So I want to talk to 5 things today about what you can do to stand out as not a teacher when you are a teacher. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, let's get right into it. If you are new around here, please bang on that subscribe button. Do like my videos if you do find them helpful. I go out, I look for lots of information, bring it back here, give that back to you, give credit to the teachers that have given me that information, and come up with some good stuff myself from time to time. So today, let's get into 5 tips on what you can do. Number 1, to stand out when you do not have a teaching background. Really play on your experience. So yes, you don't have a teaching degree, but you've got experience. So most of us do anyways, in terms of what you've done with kids. So experience, what I mean by that is really put in there that if you've got kids, that you have kids, because that is experience. If you've got kids, and what ages they are, so that they can see, the parents can see that you are a parent and you've got lots of skills just for being a parent. We all know that. Also, your experience. Look at your volunteer stuff. So for me, I volunteered at a church youth group for about 13 years. I put that in there as my part-time, not paid, but it was volunteer, and VIPKID's clear that they do count that as experience. So I put that in there, that I work with junior high kids, and that's something else that I've got lots of experience with. And also, look at your jobs. So for me, I worked in banking, but I worked with a lot of Asians. So as they came to Canada, I helped them set up with their banking. Now that wasn't my primary duty, but I spent a lot of time dealing with or working with Asians and translators and whatnot. So I have that in there too, that I worked with Asian families to help set up their banking for 5 years. So I put that in there also, because that's something that, again, I can relate to them. So throw that in your bio as well if you've got work experience where you've dealt with or worked with Asian people before. Number 2, you really need to stand out. It is so important, since we don't have a teaching degree to fall back on. Then you need everything else to be pristine. So that starts with your bio. Your bio needs to be excellent. And for me personally, what I've done recently is I've taken the 120-hour TESOL. It does not take 120 hours to do. I just worked at it little by little every day till I completed it, and I put that in my bio too. You really need to have some extra stuff in there to beef it up when you don't have a teaching degree to fall back on. So I put that in my bio, that I've taken that course and completed it in March. I put the date in there as well so they can see it's recent. Also, in terms of your video, so your video it needs to be very good, because if your video just looks like everyone else's, they're just going to glaze right over it. What I really suggest that you do with your video, look at lots of different examples on YouTube, but I like adding a little bit of comedy into it. And even if you can put a little bit of your teaching style in there, even better too. But if not, just throw some comedy in there so that it's memorable for that reason, and be you. At the end of the day, be yourself in that also. Also, we can now put clips. So this just came live. We can put clips on there. showing a little bit of our teaching. For me personally, I just did mine today, the little clip, and I took a little clip, and I decided to take a little bit of a clip at the intro. So I remembered back to my tags video that I did, and if you haven't watched that one, honestly, I think that's the best video I've done, because I think it's the most informative in terms of stuff that you can take away in terms of what parents are really looking for. So I will link that also, bing, up here as well for my tags video. Take a look at that. And in that one, it is crystal clear, and I've gotten comments back that it is crystal clear. The top thing parents are looking for is for you to be encouraging. Now, we know that it needs to be educational as well, but the top thing that they're looking for in a teacher is that you're encouraging. So what I did in my clip is I've taken a small little chunk of me being very encouraging to the child, to the kid, and I just showed that off a little bit in terms of being encouraging, showing my personality. Took a 59-second clip, and that's what I showed. I didn't even show myself teaching very much. I just showed encouraging and encouraging sentences, and that's it, because I know that that's important to them in my tags video, so that's what I showed off as much as anything. So bottom line to that is do all the different things that you can do, like show off those videos. Make sure you do that. Take that clip and try and find something there soon for that. For your videos for new students, make sure you do that as well, and just try and really knock those out of the park so that you can stand out. Okay, the next thing, number 3, is your bio. So I already mentioned a few things about putting the TESOL in there if you've got the 120-hour one. Say you're a parent if you are one. I put in mine that I'm full-time. I think that's also important if you are full-time, that they know that you're around and that you're working lots of hours and that you're putting your time and energy into this. But that bio really needs to stand out as well. So again, it goes without being said, but your bio just needs to be very good, and you need to be able to translate it. So translate it over into Mandarin, translate it back into English to make sure it does work over into Mandarin well, or reads well over into Mandarin. Okay, number 4. So workshops and YouTube videos. This is vital. Oh man, if I didn't have these, I would not be able to do this full time. So workshops, honestly, go to them twice. I think I've been to some workshops 3 times. Like, I really see so much value in going to those workshops. And I mean, especially Teacher Shannon, she is just out of this world in terms of, I mean, they're all good, but I keep going to hers and getting more and more stuff. And she's not a teacher either. She's not a teacher by trade. So it's just someone I can really relate to, and she's just so good at giving you some useful things to do to really help in the classroom. So go to lots of workshops, go to them twice if you've got time to do that. Watch lots of YouTube videos, learn from other teachers. There are so many good teachers out there that have teaching degrees. They can help us so much, and you really need to rely on them to get you through here, to help, because we are lacking in terms of our overall experience in the classroom. So let's learn from the great teachers that are out there, like you also. And the last thing, number 5, is your rewards. So again, I keep beating a dead horse with this one, but your rewards have to be fun and engaging and entertaining, and it's just the bottom line. If I did not have good rewards, there's no way I could do this full time. There's just no way, because kids would not want to come back. Yes, I can be encouraging, and yes, I do some other good things in the classroom, but the rewards, it's just, oh man, it's so important. I list, you can go take a look in one of my last videos there. I do mention all the rewards that I use, and they work. They really work. They keep kids wanting to come back, and that's the name of the game, is making it fun for them. I think that's the second most important thing. 1 is being encouraging, and 2 is just having a lot of fun out there. Because if you're a dud and you do the same rewards, if they're not fun, that's what the kids are telling their parents, a lot of them, especially the older kids. Like, I don't want to go back to that one because the reward wasn't fun. So make your rewards as entertaining as you can. And the last tip, which I'll get into, is just be you at the end of it. So let your personality shine. Let you be you, and it's going to take some time for that to happen, because you're going to be nervous up front, and it's going to take a while, but eventually you'll just be able to settle into who you are, and that's what's going to shine through. That's what the kids are going to relate to. And there's going to be lots of kids out there that that you don't jive with, and that's fine. And the parents will see that, the kids will see that, and they'll find another teacher that is like that. And for me, just being able to accept that and understand there's kids that you're going to just mesh with and you're like, yes, that was like the best class ever. And other ones where you're like, that was a disaster. That's normal. It is. We're not going to be able to relate to everyone. Just be you, and at the end of the day, that will bring the kids in as well. You being you, your personality will shine through, and that will bring kids back. So hopefully that helps. Please like my video if you do find them helpful. I'll come back. I'll do another video on the weekend. I keep pumping out the videos here, and hopefully you can take something from them to help you in your teaching as well. So, and leave some comments as well on what works for you. What do you suggest for teachers who do not have the teaching background? And leave those in the comments also. Anyways, have a good rest of the day. Bye.